So I gave you Denny Avdija over 23.5 points in game one at San Antonio, and he went off for 30 points in game one. I believe that was his third 30-point game against the Spurs this season. The bookmakers have hung another number of 23.5. So will we make that same bet once again? We're going to talk about it right here in this video. We'll cover Portland at San Antonio, and we'll wrap it up with the Lakers hosting Houston in game two, up 1-0 in the series. Let's get it started with Portland, who lost 111-98 in game one. The Spurs jumped all over them in the first quarter, leading 30-21 after the first frame. Portland shot 43% from the field, 26% from beyond the arc. Denny scored 30 on 12 of 21 shooting, and Jrue Holiday had himself a bad game, just 9 points on 4 of 15 shooting, 1 of 7 from beyond the arc. They're going to need more from Jrue Holiday in this game if they want to compete. It's funny, the game one score was actually quite similar to the previous meeting in the regular season. Game one, 111-98. That previous meeting, 112-101. Yet that total still sits there at 220.5. If I was playing it, it would be the under, but we're not going to play the total in this game. Wemby went off for 35 points in game one. If there were any doubters left, they were silenced. 13 of 21 shooting. Spurs shot 48% from the field and 45% from beyond the arc. Wemby carried the scoring load. No other players with 20-plus points for the Spurs. Portland needs to do a better job of stopping Wemby, and I'm not sure that they'll be able to do that for any sustained period of time. But I am going to look at Portland with a bit of a zigzag theory. I know that worked quite well for a couple teams last night. Didn't work out very well for my free picks in the video last night. We were 0-2 in yesterday's video. So I'd just like to take this moment to apologize to all those who didn't subscribe to my picks at WagerTalk, because clients are 11-1 since Thursday, and they're 12-2 in the NBA with the last 14 NBA client picks. It's $5 Tuesday today. It'll only cost you $5 for a premium pick, and the premium picks are a lot more well-researched than the free picks, even though I think I do a pretty good job of these free picks, to be honest with you. Anyways, first half, I like the Blazers for the first half plus the points, and I got an interesting question in yesterday's video from Stephen Hubbard, who's a longtime viewer. He says, isn't betting the first half or the first quarter truly a coin flip? It's a decent question, but I will say to Stephen Hubbard that if the bookmakers do their job, every ATS bet you're going to make is designed by nature to be a coin flip. If you're placing a bet on an ATS line, you're saying that the bookmakers either made an error or the general public has moved the line to the point where it's no longer accurate. But if you're betting into an accurate line, it is essentially a coin flip, whether it's the first half, second half, full game, you name it. The reason I like betting first halves in situations like this, though, are because when you have a team that won game one handily, it's not like they're going to make any adjustments. It's not like they're going to go back to the drawing board. We know what they're going to do. They're going to do what they've been successful doing. So then it's up to the team that lost to make those adjustments, see what they can do better to stop you from doing what you do best. Often that works for a short period of time, but not sustained for a long period of time. Those adjustments might work for a quarter or a half, but often the team that won game one won it because they're just the better team, and in the end, they win out and cover anyways. So for that reason, amongst many other reasons, I like the Blazers plus the points for the first half. I like Denny Avdija over his 23.5 points, and I'll keep hitting that bet until they either raise the number or he stops putting the bucket in the basket, because he's averaging over 30 points this year against the Spurs. Like I said, 3 30-point games. 23.5 just seems a bit light considering he's carrying the load for that team. We'll talk about the Lakers and the Rockets. Before we do, I got to tell you about some promotions we have available at WagerTalk this summer. Of course, we got the Summer Spectacular. You've heard about it already. $594 in savings. $749 gets you every play, every sport from today through August 31st. I told you I'm on a heater, 11-1 with client plays since Thursday. And Major League Baseball, still the number one baseball profit handicapper since 2022 with 4% and 5% plays. In fact, I'm the number one all sports handicapper with 4% and 5% plays dating back to 2022. How about those NBA playoffs? Because those are going pretty damn good as well. If you follow me on Twitter at Jesse Schule, check out my pinned tweet. This gives you everything you need to know about my history in the NBA playoffs. Overall, at WagerTalk, the last 5 seasons, 202, 158, 64 units of profit in the NBA playoffs. Last but not least, the World Cup starts this summer. And would you know that I was the number one profit handicapper in the last World Cup? Hit 71% with all my tournament plays, which is no fluke because I'm the number 2 all-time profit handicapper in soccer at WagerTalk. I'm joined by Ben Burns, who is the number 1 big play soccer handicapper all time at WagerTalk. Never lost a 5% play in soccer, and I can imagine he'll have 1 or 2 of those in the World Cup. You can get us both from today through the end of the World Cup, $299, but you can only get it at Picks and Parlays, my page or Ben's page. Now let's get into the Houston Rockets at the LA Lakers. The Rockets will be a 5.5 point favorite. Total sits at 207.5. That's the exact same line as game 1 in this series. And by now, we all know what happened in game 1. Houston lost by a score of 107-98. They trailed by 2 at halftime. Houston shot just 38% from the field and 33% from beyond the arc in that game. You got to think they can do better than that. Of course, KD was announced as unavailable right before the start of the game. They didn't have time to prepare, or they didn't have the knowledge going into the game that he wasn't going to play. I certainly didn't have the knowledge. Houston was a minus 625 favorite to win the series before that game, and now they're priced at minus 232. Houston does have some ugly trends when it comes to playing at LA. They're 1-11 straight up in their last 12 at the Lakers. They're 2-9 against the spread in their last 11 road games, and they're 1-6 against the spread in their last 7 versus the Lakers. That said, if you look at how the Lakers won, Luke Kennard scores 27 points on 9 of 13 shooting, 5 of 5 from beyond the arc. You think he can do that again? Because I don't think there's a shot in hell Luke Kennard's going off for 27 points in game 2 or any other game in this series. Houston attempted 93 shots in game 1. The Lakers attempted 66. How did the Lakers win? Well, they shot 61% from the field, 53% from three-point range. You think they can keep that up? I don't. I told you the price in the series prior to game 1, minus 625, now minus 232. I'm not sure the Lakers win another game in this series, to tell you the truth. Right now, you can get Houston minus a game and a half on the series handicap, which means Houston just has to win this game in 6. I think Houston does that. I don't see the Lakers winning 2 more games in this series. I expect KD to be back, and just that shooting disparity will not be the norm in this series. If Houston's going to take 27 more shots than the Lakers, Houston's going to win in a blowout most nights, and hopefully tonight falls into the category of most nights. But Houston, minus 1.5 on the series handicap, Avdija over 23.5, and Portland plus the points for the first half. If you like this video, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. You got anything to say to me, even if it's nasty, hit me up in the comments below, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can.